We are going around hospitals and actually making a difference and pushing ourselves, and I think being a part of Young Healthwatch has made a big impact.
And I think just having those opportunities to go into hospitals and sort of adjust things is quite special and quite unique.
I think that's what makes it special, the fact that it's from my perspective as a youth.
Young Healthwatch are a group of 11 to 24-year-olds that live in Northamptonshire. They gather the views and opinions on health and social care, and they feed that back to the commissioners and service providers, making sure that they include and consider everyone's views in the community.
It's important to involve young people in quality improvement work because they bring such a different perspective to the work that we do. When it comes to paediatric services, you tend to hear the voice of the parent or carer, not the voice of the young person. So by involving young people in the services that we provide, we get to hear that voice.
One of the patients that we talked to, she was mentioning how she felt the doctors always felt like they were really busy. So sometimes you can't say these things to your staff because you feel like maybe they take it as a criticism and see it as a negative thing, whereas someone of your own age, you can sort of share the sentiment because you feel like they might be more relatable or more approachable.
Young people visiting the wards, having real involvement with the patient experience team and senior management is a new approach, not just for this trust, but it happens rarely across the country.
Some young people have a bad experience and we want them to have a good experience so then they're not scared to come back if they need to.
As young people, we don't always feel like we have a say in things, especially things that are always seen as grown up, and you're almost in that middle stage where you're not old enough to make the big decisions, but you're too young to not let your parents take control almost. So this is a great opportunity to sort of make changes where you directly would be impacted by those changes. So you're going into those hospitals or just raising awareness about different mental health issues. That you as a society and your age group will benefit from that, and I think that's a great thing to do.
I think working together to decide the framework that you're going to use is vital. So for us, we use 15 steps, and there is a children's version available online, and that highlights the positives as well as the improvements that can be made.
When I go in there, it's nice to see that what I would have been like if I was then, what kind of things I could see that would help me make a better experience while I was there.
I believe that when we do these visits to hospitals, that the comments that we do say do get taken on board and adjustments are made, which makes us feel like we're being seen as equal to them, not just as children.
The feedback from Young Healthwatch was very well received from all members of the organisation. They presented to some of our exec colleagues and some of our paediatric consultants, and they understand the importance of the voice of the child, and for them it was really important to hear that from a different perspective. We looked at what practical solutions we could put in place to address the areas for improvement and the recommendations that Young Healthwatch had made. We left it down to the ward matron to make those decisions, along with the head of nursing for paediatric and neonates, to see actually what can we do, what resources have we got, and what resources do we need to pull in to put those things right. A future project that we have is looking at actually those patients who are transitioning from paediatric services, which would maybe be our Skylark ward, and moving into an adult service. So using young people to review the adult services that they may be using in the future. I think that is so important to make sure that the voice of the young person is heard in those areas as well.
Whilst working with Kettering General Hospital, we'll be able to enable them to work with the wider community so that more young people feel able to give their feedback.
I think we are sort of setting an example of what young people can do, and that's something that other hospitals can get across. So not only is this helping improve the experience for young people in our local area, but it can also happen in other places. So I think that's really good, because this misconception that can always happen with young people is that they're not really involved, they don't care about these things. I think that's something that we can eradicate.